Hi, Kathy Drage here today from Pintail Paddocks. If you're one of my long-serving watchers, then hi to you, and if you're a newbie, welcome into our little bit of madness here, where you might learn something at the same time. Might being the operative word. Right, okay, today what we're going to be looking at is a few things. So some of the things that I'd spoken to you that I was planting this month, to see how they're doing. Some of them I put in the hotbed, so I haven't got a propagator, but that's what I'm using, and I think from now on that's what I will use. It's amazing, but I'll show you that a bit later. For now, we're going to start off with planting some potatoes I had in the cupboard, and they've just chitted, so I'm going to pop those in. I know that there's a possibility that we could have a frost, so for the time being I'll probably keep them in my potting shed. Where I'm going to find the room, I do not know. If you've seen previous videos, you know it's full with everything, but I'll find somewhere in there for them to go for the time being. I haven't put any of my others in yet because they're not chitting. I've got them in a cool dark place and they're fine, but these ones are. I'll show you now. So so this one here, obviously they're chitting. Now I'm only going to use 3 buckets. I've got 7 potatoes, but I'm just going to use the 3 buckets. So one of the buckets will have 3 potatoes in, but the others will just have 2. And this year I'm going to be keeping all of my potatoes together so that I can water them more easily. Last year, with it being so hot, it was harder to water them, and also I didn't have the setup that I have now, so that should make it a lot easier. So come along and I'll explain what I'm doing with my potatoes as I do it. If you haven't done it before, then hopefully it'll help you. If you have done it before, it's going to be like teaching you to suck eggs, but you can always see if I do it different to you, but I wouldn't think that I would. I don't always chip my potatoes either. I just when I come to the time after the last frost has gone, I'll put my potatoes in, won't bother chitting them, just pop them in anyway, and from what I've had previous experience, they come up, so you know, I won't be worrying. These have chitted, so I just thought use them instead of not using them and letting them go all leggy, which I didn't want to do. So I'll sort it all out so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got gloves on because I have a lot of manure in mine, so I prefer to wear gloves. If you're happy to put your hands in it, then that's entirely up to you, but I prefer to use gloves. I use 30-litre buckets. I've put about 2 to 3 inches of compost in there, approximately, and I'm going to put my potatoes on top. So I'll put this will be the first one. So all I'm going to do is pop my potatoes in, and I've made sure that I've only got one lot of the chits there. I'll just put the big one in with actually I'll just put the big one in with one small one. I think I'll just have the 2 in that one, and then all I'm going to do is use my own compost to go on top. It's a bit wet because obviously it's been outside and it's a bit twiggy, so I'll take the twigs out, or some of them anyway, some of the bigger ones, and I'll just cover them just so that they're all covered up. And then once they start with their shoots, their green shoots coming up, then I will cover them again. Some people cover them straight away, and I have done that before, right up to the top, and I haven't really found any difference. But because it will be a bit easier and lighter to move them, because I'm showing you, then I'll cover them up later on and as we go. This is 2, so I'll put this one in here with this one and just cover up again. This one here, I'll put 3 smaller ones in. It's just the same, I've just got the same amount of compost in the bottom. Pop those in. So that's all of that done. And we'll see how long it takes for them to come up. But I'm glad that those are in now. That's one less job to think about. And it didn't take too long at all, did it? Just a couple of minutes and they're done. So now that we've done the potatoes and they're all in, they've just got to go into my shed. We'll go and have a look at some of the other bits and bobs that we're doing. And you can see some of the ideas that I've used as well with recycling different things. So hopefully some of you will find this interesting and helpful for yourselves. Right, here are some of the ones that I planted before. So at the back here, along here, we've got artichokes. So those ones there and those ones there are artichokes. Then we've got Bulgarian giant leeks coming up. Then we have winter leeks, so those ones there are leeks there. So we've got artichokes there, leeks here. Then we've got all year round cauliflower coming up here, and then we've got cauliflower coming up here, and that is paladinive. And all I've been doing is in my little potting shed here at night, just popping that over to act like a mini propagator. That's all I've been doing, and that seems to have worked well. So they've all come on. They've taken a little while, but they've come on. These ones up here are my onions. They need moving on now, so they're all coming on. Here, this is the lettuce. That seems to be nice and happy. Here, these are sunflowers. These are Russian giant here. So they're coming on. They need potting on. I've just got to be careful when I put those in, because obviously the slugs love them. I've got my lemon thyme there. I've got lemon thyme here. Whether it'll come on, I don't know. I'm hoping so. It all died back. These are my lettuces as well, so they're all coming on. Down here, I think, so down here, these are my red dragon onions, and they're coming up now. And these ones here are meant to be my sweet pea, but they're not happy. And all I do is that night cover them over. They've got fleece on top of them as well to keep them nice and warm. The red dragon onions could come out now, so we'll see about that. These make great propagators, so I just cut them in half, and then I pop the top over the bottom. Now all of these I think are peas, or they might be mange tous, I'm not sure, but I've put them in all of them, so we'll see what happens. But they haven't come up as yet. It's not as, so I might move them onto the hotbeds to induce germination. So this is my largest hotbed, so it's a full IBC filled up with manure and whatever's come out of the goats area. So it's all their bedding and feces and urine and everything, but it has been amazing, and I'll share with you the temperatures in there, and also what I'm growing. So I'll show you, I'll take it off and I'll show you what's going on in there. So I'll just move you to show you the thermometer. Now it's only in the edge at the moment, it's just over here, So if I bring you over, so that is at the edge at the moment, and that is, we'll turn it round, is reading 20 degrees C. Now if I pop it into the middle, so if I pop it into the middle, now it's quite a dull day today. So it's quite a dull day, it's not very warm, the sun's not out, it's overcast, and as you can see, still going up. I think we're stopping around there. So 50 degrees C. So that's keeping it nice and warm, so everything in here is being kept nice and warm. If I turn them around, I'll be able to see a little bit better. This is all my lettuce. So I've got little gem here, giant mustard, Balmain, winter marvel, what's that one? All year round, and Arctic King. Sorry about the noise, I've got the farmer trimming his trees in over the other side of the hedge. So yeah, so I've got all of those are coming on nicely. Didn't realise that one was underneath, but it doesn't matter. So they're all coming on nicely. So that's my mustard giant there. So it goes up like that. So we'll wait for those to come through. So those are all my lettuces. And they're all nice and damp because the moisture stays in there. Now these are sunflowers and these are evening sun, so they're coming on lovely, and I'll be able to pop those up very soon when I get the time. This one, nothing. So this is meant to be tagetes, but nothing in that one as yet. Here we have Russian giant, so some more Russian giant sunflowers. My grandchildren want to take some of those home, so I'm doing extras of those. I've got calendula here, all star, so I'm looking forward to that one. I think it does need a little bit of a water, that one, so I'll bring some down in a minute. Here we have broccoli, so that is purple sprout Rudolph, that's early purple, and this one at the end is broccoli Sun King. So they're all starting to germinate, which is brilliant. Here we have all beetroots, so we have Detroit, this one is Chioggia, we've got Detroit, we've got Bolt Hardy, which is taking its time, as is Peonaza. So, but these ones here, the Detroit Ruby and the Chioggia, are doing the best at the moment. Here we have sprouts. So, well, we've got basil at the end. I have to say I'm never very successful with basil, so there's nothing there. We've got Evesham Special, nothing there. But we do have Red Bull. And I've never had the red ones before, so I'm quite looking forward to those. But those have germinated already and lovely and are already up. And here we've got Mange 2. This is my own purple seed in Mange 2 that I'd kept, so that's coming on okay. And this one here is Oregon Sugar. So that one, they're both coming up. So that's all right. They're germinating and coming up through. So that's brilliant. So I have to say, with the hotbed, I am very impressed with it. It has worked brilliantly. I haven't yet got a polytunnel or anything, and in a way, it's worked as a polytunnel. It's surprising how much it's dropped because I did have it filled up to here, but actually having it a bit lower, I'm going to put some cardboard on the top and then put compost and then plant into that, and then it will all be protected a little bit because it will have dropped down a little bit, so that's not a bad thing. So I'm pleased about that, so that's good. So I think what I'll do now is I'll show you a few of the other bits that I've done, and what I'm going to do. One of the things that I do have in here that I forgot to say to you about was some tea seeds. So I had to put them in water, and the ones that, well, for 24 hours, the ones that sunk are the ones that should be viable. The ones that floated needed to be thrown away. So I'm hoping that I can, these should break open if I leave them in there damp. They should break open, and then I should be able to plant them, and they should come on, and then you can just take the leaves off and make tea from them. Whether it'll work out like that is a whole different possibility, but we'll just wait and see, and as always I live in hope, so we'll wait and see. So that's one of the things that I wanted to show you. Here I have a little flower bed that will be used for flowers, but also for other things as well, some vegetables. So in the flower beds I have some daffodils and narcissi coming up. I also have some tulips, and I have some, I can't remember what they're called. You should be able to tell if I go down there. Now, if I remember what they're called, I'll pop it on the screen, but I'm sure you can. It's gone right out of my head for the moment. They're one of my mum's favourites because of their scent. So that's those. I do have trees here. So I have numerous fruit trees in this area around the car park. So I think that one there is a plum. It's a bit hard to see. So that's a plum tree. And then I've got lots of different ones. I'll show. This one here is a weeping willow. This was kindly given to me from my staff when unfortunately I had to leave my job for ill health. And they gave me that beautiful willow. I've repositioned it recently. It was pot bound, but willows are pretty hardy, and as you can see on the buds, it's getting ready to do its thing. So that's quite exciting, and that'll be lovely. But I have had to move it away from the fence because goats and the alpacas will eat it. Flower bed here with the same plants in as I have in the other one, so so that'll all look pretty when it all comes up. I can't wait, I'm so excited. And then obviously the willow is behind it, and then the animals are behind there. The bit of the paddock that you can see up here is being left at the moment to just let it recuperate a little bit, because with the winter it's just been eaten down. So I'm just trying to let that one come through a little bit, and then the other side I'll relieve and let the animals come up this side. What have you got, Dixie? What have you got? Oh, you want to play? You want to play? Eh? Pretty girl. A look that looks like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. I wish it was like that all the time. This here is my field beans, and they're all coming on nicely, so they'll be putting a nice bit of nitrogen into the soil. And then I've got some lettuce and some chard here, which I pick off and give to the animals, and that's their treat. They love that. Here are my smaller hotbeds. I'm not sure what to do with these. I'm not sure whether to put a top over them like the others and put more seedlings in there, or whether to plant straight in there, put cardboard on the top. They have dropped a bit, but they need to drop a little bit more. Maybe you could tell me what you think I should do, because any advice is always helpful. So yeah, maybe one bed could be your bed. So you could tell me what you think I need to put in there and we'll see what happens. That would be quite cool, I think. Right, the sun's gone in now, whatever there was of it, or the light or something, but it's getting a little bit chilly now. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. Thankfully, all of the seeds have been planted for this month, so I don't have to worry about that. But I will want to, the ones that need planting on, I want to do it at the end of this month. Or the beginning of next month, because I don't want to get overwhelmed with seeds sowing, because next month I've got a lot of seeds to sow again. So I just need to make sure that I'm keeping on top of it, because otherwise I know that I'll just think, oh, there's no point in doing any more because I'm just so behind. So I just need to make sure that I keep on top of what I can, and the ones that I can't do, you know, not worry too much about it. But I am keeping on top of it at the moment. I'm glad I've got some potatoes in so they can go in the cupboard. Sorry about the chicken. I think that she's just laid an egg. And I do have to go off and do some vaccinations now as well of my animals. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, as usual. I hope that you can get something from that today. And as always, if you've got any questions or anything to share with me, or to tell me what you think I should plant in those beds, or one of them, I'll make one of them your bed. So if I get some contributions there, then I can have a go at that. Yeah, and it's just good to share with you what I'm doing, and for you to share some of the things, and for those people that have asked questions, you know, I'm always more than happy to answer anything, or try and help you as much as I can. But that's it for today. But wherever you are in the world, and or in this country, or wherever you are, you know, I wish you a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. And just make sure you take care of yourselves. Bye for now.